Hi everybody, it's Guru Bob here, and I'd like to welcome you all to this year's 2009 pre-season for the 30-day challenge. I can't believe that a year has gone by already. It's amazing. And here we are again, about to start on a new journey in the 30-day challenge for 2009. Today I'm going to be talking about web browsers, and in particular the recommended web browser for the 30-day challenge, which for this year is going to be Firefox. Now, if you're on the internet and obviously watching these videos, you probably already have a web browser that you're happy with, and the reason for us making a recommendation on a web browser is not to sort of cause you to change just for the sake of it, but we do have some very specific reasons why we recommend that you consider using Firefox as you go through the 30-day challenge. So I'm just going to outline some of those reasons in this video, and also show you how you can go about getting Firefox and installing it on your computer in this first part of this Firefox video series. Why do we recommend Firefox? Well, as you can imagine, we've got many tens of thousands of users in the 30-day challenge all over the world on all different types of computers and operating systems. And what we really want to do is make it increase the probability that people will be able to access our content in the most efficient way and in the fastest way. So we really require a web browser which is cross-platform, which operates on most of the main operating systems around for most computers. And Firefox certainly meets that criteria. What we're also looking for in a web browser is not just the core functionality, the main functions, which pretty much are there in all of the main browsers online these days. But we're also looking to add functionality to the browser in the form of add-ons and toolbars, which extend the capability of the browser to do many more things than just standard web browsing and viewing content. And that's where Firefox comes into its own class. It's a fantastic platform for adding functionality through plugins and add-ons, and also through toolbars, and we'll be recommending some of those in this Firefox sequence. We also want the browser to be as fast as it can possibly be. And indeed, that's probably the main reason this year why we've decided to go with Firefox over Flock. Now, Flock last year was a fantastic recommendation because it made it very easy to access and utilize the social networking functionality that's so important in modern internet marketing, and that's still important. But unfortunately, over the last 12 months, the main Flock application has become a little bloated, and it's slowed down quite a lot. If you're on the internet doing things as we do all the time, we need the browser to be as an efficient and faster experience as possible, which is why we've gone back to Firefox. Now, for those of you that didn't know this, Flock is actually built on top of the Firefox main application engine, so we haven't really lost anything by going back to Firefox. In fact, if anything, we've added flexibility, because Firefox supports a much larger range of add-ons and toolbars than Flock does. Alright, so that's the main reasons why we recommend Firefox. Why don't we now go and have a look at how we can go and get it and how we can install it. Okay, so if you're looking at what you're looking at now is Firefox. It looks pretty much like just about any other browser out there. It has most of the main browser functions: a home page, a refresh page, back and forward. It has an address bar. Firefox has an integrated search function here, which can be set for various things. You can see I've got it set for Google, but it can also access other principal search sites online. It has a toolbar for frequently used bookmarks, and you can see I set up a bunch of bookmark triggers here for various sites that I need to go to all the time. And down the bottom in the status area, you've also got a space where all of the add-ons and plugins often will display their icons. See, I've got so many of them, I've actually got a little script which allows me to hide those unless the mouse is sitting over the status bar. For most of you, if you just install a couple of add-ons, then they will always be in the bottom of the status bar. In terms of actually finding Firefox, well, what I generally do is just type Firefox into Google, and almost certainly the first return that shows here will be Firefox. Click on that site here, and somewhere on that page you'll see a download link that will go and take you to a page where you can download the application. Now, the Firefox website is smart. It knows which operating system you're accessing their website from, so it will download or effectively give you the file which is appropriate for your operating system. I'm actually recording this video on a Mac, so I'm getting a Mac download file, a DMG file, and if I click Save File, that will be downloaded to my computer and it will open up. Okay, you can see that has downloaded now on my Mac. If you're on a Macintosh, installing application is very simple. I can just right-click on that file and open it up, and it will add that installation sort of bucket to my desktop here. And in the case of a Mac, installation is very simple. I just need to drag that icon onto that folder there, and it will install the application to my applications folder. I won't do that here because I've already got Firefox installed. If you're on a PC, almost certainly you would have downloaded an executable file to your either to your downloads folder or to your desktop, wherever you've got the download set in your current browser. You just need to double click on that executable file and go through the installation process. And after you've installed, you will see open up Firefox, and it should look fairly similar to what you see here. Well, that's all I have to cover in part 1 of this Firefox video sequence. In part 2, I'm going to be showing you how to install add-ons, in particular an add-on called Google Global, just as an example of installing add-ons. And then in part 3 of this sequence, we'll go through a number of Firefox plugin recommendations that we will be using in this year's 30-day challenge. Speak to you soon.